Hello, sixth grade. I just want to give you a little heads up what the week looks like. So, this week we are extending our study of waves beyond the light and sound waves. Light waves are still a part of our study, however, because this week we're looking at something called the electromagnetic spectrum. And light waves are actually a part of visible light. And so we are going to be exploring each portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is just a fancy way to say waves of energy. So we've already been studying waves of energy. So in our live lesson on Monday, we're going to review how waves of energy travel. And then we are going to extend our study deeper into looking at how all that radiation that comes from the energy from the sun and out in space reaches the earth. And so we're going to do that through studying the electromagnetic spectrum. So we'll take notes on Monday. The notes are already provided for you. You can just follow along with us. Also, I have some ed puzzles that I would like for you to watch and participate in before you start working on your own web page on Tuesday and Thursday of this week. Now, all students have been put into 5 groups, and each of your 5 groups have the exact same looking website. The only difference is on this website it says Radio Preston, because Preston's going to teach us all about radio waves, and Riley's going to teach us all about microwaves, and Phoebe's doing visible, and Evan's doing infrared. Amia's doing ultraviolet, Elizabeth's doing x-ray, and Will is doing gamma ray. I did it this way so you would have no question about what portion of the spectrum you are studying. So your name should be in the link title. And then I left it blank so you can decorate your page however you want. If you look at the rubric or the expectations for your web page, you will see that I want to know the wavelength range, meaning how big are those waves, or how small are those waves, and what's the frequency range, meaning how fast do those waves come at us. And then I want you to tell me what are 3 or more ways we as humans use this form of radiation. I want you to explain how one piece of technology uses this radiation, meaning if microwaves use microwave radiation, tell me how that works. If x-rays use x-ray radiation, tell me how that works. Give me some positives of the portion of the spectrum. See how it's worth 2 points? Probably at least 2 positives. Negatives of this portion of the spectrum. Again, 2 points. Probably at least 2 negatives. 3 or more fun facts. Tell me whatever was interesting to you when you did your research. And then add 3 or more pictures or videos to help us understand your information. Because it turns out we tend to be a visual group. So if you like videos, post videos. If you like pictures, post pictures. But yeah, please add those to your page. You're going to be graded also, of course, on turning your work in on time by Thursday at 4 o'clock and using proper spelling and grammar. Also, please remember to cite your sources. If you use somebody else's picture, give them credit. If you found your information on a website, give that website credit. So, in the end, I would love for your portion of the electromagnetic spectrum website to look beautiful and to be clear and easy to understand. But most importantly, I want Risa to tell me what in the world radio waves are, because right now, I may not know how they work or what tools they provide me with, but I would love to know when Risa's done telling me about it. If you are not familiar with Google Pages, if you are familiar with using Google Sites, you're good now. If you're not, I want to go over a couple ways to make your site look awesome. So on Google Sites, it's super easy to add in links, buttons, websites, text, whatever you need. So if you go to the insert, right here you can click Insert Text Box, and right away you have a spot where you can type. You can type here. Also, if you come over here, you can change the way it looks. Like, I like emphasis. You can put an image in the background if you want. If you say upload, it's going to come straight from your computer. So if you have a picture you've taken a screenshot of, you press upload. If you press select image, you can search for an image right here in the gallery by the URL address of an image you found, or just doing a Google search. Also, anything from your Google Drive can go in here. So those are options. You can also do the same for your heading right here. So you can change your image heading, and again, you can select an image for that. So that's how I came up with the image I got for my homepage. So once you type in your important text that you need, say that you want to put images in. A better way to put images in is not as a background necessarily to your text boxes, but as an actual image area. And so again, we can say select, if I wanted a radio wave image and I don't really have any background information, so sure, maybe this is a great radio waves image. Obviously, you should do your research before you choose one to represent radio waves. I can put it in just like that, which is wonderful. So I've got my image in there, and look, you can crop your image, uncrop it. You can link the image to somewhere you want it to go. You can also add a caption. Adding captions to images is a great way to make images more user-friendly. So you can say, this is a picture of how radio waves travel. Okay. Again, I haven't done my research, so I don't know that that's true. So Risa, don't take my word for it, okay? Now that I have that in there, I might be like, yeah, that looks awesome. Or I might think, oh, I'd rather have that emphasis background. Ta-da! I love the way my page is looking, okay? So you can, like I said, put in images, you can put in text boxes, you can embed things. If you find a video that you want to put in, you're going to embed it by that URL right here. And so you can post in your video in that way. So that's an easy way to go about it. You can change the layout of your page. So you can have pictures on the left and text on the right. You could have pictures with text below it. So choose the layout that makes the most sense for the way that you want to set up your page. Many of you used image carousels during your biome projects, and they looked awesome. What a fun way to represent all your images in your videos or your GIFs. A button usually takes us to an outside website. YouTube videos can be embedded directly this way, so if your video comes from YouTube, that might be the easiest way to go about it. If you're a person who's like, yeah, websites are great, but I like slides better, go you. Create your whole presentation on slides and embed and put it right into your page. But remember the trouble we ran into with our biome groups. You can only do that if you first make sure that you generate a shareable link for your slides so that everyone can see it. I know that was a super quick showing of how to use Google Sites. So if you end up having questions, please reach out to me. You know my contact information. I will get back to you as soon as I can to help you. The last thing you need to know is when you and your peers are done and you are ready to share the website with the world, you're going to want to make sure, first of all, that you preview it in its live version and say, yeah, this looks awesome. Okay, and once you've finished your preview, you can just exit out of there. Okay, but then also you want to make sure that you publish your site. Now, see, notice here you can't copy a link for an unpublished site. So first you have to click this big blue button that says publish. So you would publish this site and then you would copy the link. And that's how you're going to turn in your final assignment. Until you publish it, there's no reason to copy that link. No worries, you can make changes when you go back to it later. You just have to publish it again so it knows to update the website. I hope this helps answer some of the questions you may have about creating Google Sites and what in the world the electromagnetic spectrum website might look like. Again, if you come up with more questions, contact me. I look forward to seeing what you create and hope that you have fun discovering more about the hidden energies in our world.